Hello friends out there in YouTube land. I'm Robert Hamm with Robert Hamm Photography. Today is your weekly update. It is Monday, November 13th, 2017. Are you ready? Guys, I'm feeling good this week. I'm feeling real good. Lots of stuff. You guys know I've been real busy, had some crazy things going on. This week I've got 2 videos coming out for you. Number 1 is how to use black and white film in this video, this camera from Mint Camera, this TL70. This was asked by a gentleman named Guido who wants to know my thoughts on using black and white film. Be prepared for that video. Another video coming out comes from Donna Pura, who asks about the Fujifilm X Pro 1 and if it's still a good buy in 2017. Hint, my answer is maybe. Check out the video for that. Of course, I love the camera. So those videos are coming out this week. They're in production right now. Hopefully they'll hit within the same day, 24, 48 hours of this video being published. Continuing on, I'm about 90% through with all of my work that I've got happening. That's very important because I've been so very busy. I've been doing so much work with photography and just keeping the lights on and keeping the bills paid and everything like that, that my work with the Hamm camera has been put on a bit of a hiatus. Also, I had some really crazy stuff going on, so you guys will know that that kind of impacts me. But the nice part is the camera is still rocking and rolling. We're in the final stages. I'm doing film testing over the next 2 weeks. Hope to have some images for you within the next 2 weeks to share. I've been taking pictures with this camera all along. The biggest things that I've been working on the Hamm camera, the box camera, is actually the shutter mechanism. So I'm working the shutter mechanism to finalize its shape and design so that it provides the best image. I'm shooting for a 1/200th of a second shutter speed. That just makes it better for shooting outdoors during the bright daylight. And I'm also looking at a timer bulb mode, which is not currently part of this camera, and I want it to be, so I've got to figure that one out ahead of time. Still looking for a Kickstarter launch, but with all the vandalism and the crazy things that were happening in the house, and then how I got slammed with work this past September, October, going into November, my date and my deadline is pointing back just a little bit. But that's okay too. We don't want to rush too many things. It's not like we want to rush to market with this. It looks good, it feels good, but I also want to make sure that it's going to deliver the absolute best that I can provide at the time that it goes to launch a Kickstarter. Don't forget, cool is the ground glass viewfinders for your portrait and landscape orientations, which is really nice. We're shooting a 6x9 centimeter image with very little light fall off in the corners, which is real nice. Almost a slight natural vignette, which for me is very great. If you guys don't like that, then crop it down to a 6x6. It's up to you. Also 2 dials or knobs in order to roll your film. Don't forget, we've got the really cool cartridge that comes out in the background right here. Where your film goes, lens in the cartridge, swap the cartridges, change your perspectives, change your fields of view. So those are a couple of special things that make this camera unique and viable, as well as our upgrades to what was originally available with this kind of camera 100 years ago when they started making them. I'm real excited about it. Also, we've got an aperture stick. I've got a couple cool different designs for that, but starting off really f8 going all the way out to f22. The idea is 32, 22, and 16 are your natural apertures for this camera, and then we can go all the way down to f5.6, which on this medium format is a really shallow depth of field. Of course, for those of you that don't know about this camera and about how a camera without a focusing knob is set, the camera is set to focus from a natural point to infinity. So when we're at f22, we're really at about 7 feet to infinity. When you include the hyperfocal length, means that everything's in focus. However, when you open up more and you use something like an f8 or an f5.6, that changes your focusing depth and it changes your area. So we are able to, at 5.6 and f8, get between about 6 feet, 5-6 feet in front of us to about 10 feet in focus, and then blur the background as well. So I'm interested in showing those types of capabilities with this camera. Of course, right now you're seeing the blue. I'll go ahead and show you the yellow right here. The yellow, I just don't have all the things put on it, but you can see the differences in them. Why the colors, you may ask? Because I'm making the camera and I like these colors. Yellow was my dad's favorite color. I like yellow. Deal with it. It's also cyan, magenta, yellow, and black are the colors of the Hamm Camera logo. Magenta, yellow, of course a black version, And then I've actually got a nice deluxe one right here in brown that's coming across too. This one is still in production. You can see some of the pieces in the front, but also has a leatherette inset. I think most people will prefer this one, but once again, trying to make a camera approachable, trying to make it something fun to use for street photography, having a bright colored camera like this may be very appealing to people. I don't know. I like it, and I'm making it. So you'll get that choice to order yours when the Kickstarter begins. Continue to follow me here for more updates on that. Right now, I'm going to get to something else that's a lot of fun for me, and that is actually it's making photo books, right? I got a couple photo books to put out, but you know, the regular normal stuff is happening right now for me, which means marketing and preparing everything for the next couple of months. In fact, I've picked up a couple of students with the ukulele recently, and that has been a lot of fun. One of them, we're actually learning, I'm learning Spanish, they're learning the ukulele. How awesome is that? Very appreciative of that time spent right there, and it's great for my son. And you guys know I homeschool my son, Robert, so how cool is it that he gets to learn this language from a native Spanish speaker? That's really cool. And I get to learn a lot of stuff that's different. Remember, guys, you know, I don't know a lot about thousands of different cultures. And so my Spanish teacher is Dominican. And the cool part about that is, I'm going to admit something here that might make me sound stupid, but I didn't recognize the big difference between like Dominican and like Central American as far as food choices, as far as culture. I didn't know that there was a lot of a difference. I thought everything was from Spain, España, right? And so it's really cool to be learning not only a new language, but also learning new things about that culture. So call me uncultured or uncivilized, I just didn't know. And it's nice to have that, that experience right there, and it's great for my son too. So guys, I want to thank you for watching. This is what's going on with Robert Hamm Photography. Just before I jump out of this, I want to make a big announcement for another friend that's actually, he works with me on the Hamm Camera project. This is Andre Dominguez. I've always appreciated his type of photography. He's got a blog called Timeless Streets over at timelessstreets.com. It's very important that you guys go check that out. Number one, Andre's got a great eye for photography, lots of composition, good verbal communications. Reading his articles are very interesting. So if you're looking for a very educated sounding voice and a narrative on photography, this is one that's coming from a photography experience that is blooming right now with his college career. And as a senior over at UNC, this is coming into its maturity where he'll go off into the world and take this. And so it's neat to be able to read some of the original posts and see what he started out thinking. You can kind of be a part of that journey as he is today. And the cool part is he just recently posted his 30-day disposable camera project, which was really neat. Who else would think to use disposable cameras in a day of cell phones? I wouldn't. I'd never thought about it, but I'm very glad in about 14 minutes of a video, which I'll link in the description below, you can go check out Andre's thoughts and see his images from this disposable camera shoot. And this is street photography. How cool is that? It's really neat. Guys, I want to thank you for watching and remind you, I'll catch you on the flip side.